edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Michael, Kevin, Jank.
I'm here, Mike Dell, and in space, no one can hear you scream just like being on this podcast.
Yes,
No one will ever
because
hear it.
because if someone could hear me, I would be screaming right now that I had to read this issue. Oh my God.
Some good looking art, though. Some good looking
You
art.
think?
I liked it.
Oh, all right. I'll, I'll save my comments.
Oh
All
boy.
right. Tell the people what we're reading today, Jank.
So today we're going to the very, very far end of the Bronze Age here by going to December 1989 and doing Aliens #2 from Dark Horse Comics.
Yeah. Aliens #2 from Dark Horse Comics. And this is, of
Yeah.
course, based on the Aliens movies. Before we get into Aliens, though, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please, what do they have to do? Like and subscribe. That's right.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. We're up,
What
we're
do I
up
got to
to
do? You gotta send a check? Yes, please send a check to our P.O. box.
last I looked, we're up to 453 subscribers.
Hey, I know that one.
Oh,
That was some
you know that.
grassroots marketing right there.
You know that new subscriber?
I do. It was a friend of mine.
Wow. Thanks, friend
Yeah,
of Jank.
I
If
know. Thanks, Kimmy.
if only Jank
Appreciate
had
it.
more friends, we would already be at
Yeah.
500 subscribers. If we get to if we get to 500 subscribers, Jank is going to make me read The Dark Knight Returns, and I do not want to do that. I also have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. All right, so Alien and Aliens, and basically they just ripped off the Brood, right? That's what.
uh, Other way around, but sure.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, it may have been. You're right. It may have been the other way around. But
Yeah,
I believe if I read this properly, there have been 7 Alien films.
that's correct. Not counting
Wow.
the Alien versus Predator movies, which are non-canon.
Oh, you really know your Alien. Holy hell.
Yeah.
So I've never seen an Alien movie.
I was hoping you were going to catch up. I thought this was like backdoor way to get you to, watch the movies. But apparently no.
I'm
Even though
very
they're on
busy.
the Disney Plus,
I'm
which I know
very
you
busy.
have.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to not watch them. But what I know about the Alien movies is Sigourney Weaver runs around in her underpants. Or, that's all I
That
know.
is a very tiny part at the end of the first movie, so
And
not
then
really the
and
point.
then a little space monkey hops out of a guy's chest.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That happens a lot. But all right,
Although they
Jake,
don't show it as often as, you might think.
since you're the expert here, explain to the people who have never seen an alien movie what the alien or slash aliens are.
Oh, okay. Well, they're kind of known as xenomorphs, but really I don't even think that was intended to be their name. That was just kind of like a word for, an unknown alien, but it kind of stuck. I think they don't mention that word till like the second one, and I think it's just the army, throwing it out there like, an unknown alien. Um, but basically they are a race of creatures. Kind of they don't talk or really seem to have much in the way of goals other than to reproduce and kill anybody that gets in the way of them reproducing. they want to
Oh,
they want to get you bred and have the chest burster pop out of you, and then then they're
that's
good.
you just described the Jank family, the entire
Yeah,
Jank clan. That's why you have so
exactly.
many cousins everywhere. There's a Jank cousin in every state, and it's because
Yeah.
that's how they live their lives.
Yeah, so
So,
basically, Aliens, the second one, confirmed that there is in every group, there's kind of an alien queen who kind of sits there and lays a bunch of
huh.
these eggs.
Just like the Brood Queen. Wait a minute, this is all
Yeah.
very similar.
Yep, so they lay the eggs, and people, come around and they get close to those eggs, and then blah, this little face hugger thing pops out. It's kind of like it's got these bony fingers, like an old man's kind of like fingers, I guess. And it's kind of just
I
got like a
take that
weird
as a
vagina
I
mouth.
take that as a personal shot at me and my old man
Yeah.
bony fingers. But
Probably do a lot of pull-ups with those. Uh, And it's like a
Yeah.
tail, and it's kind of fleshy colored, and it just jumps on your face and like sticks the tail down your throat. Basically, it's a big phallic tail, and
Again, not unlike the Jank family. Yeah,
yeah.
the same thing happens.
So it like coils the tail around your neck, and then kind of, it's got like it's a little inside mouth, I think, is what goes down your throat technically, while the rest of it's coiled around your
Oh,
neck.
okay.
So it's like, okay, we got to get this thing off of this person. This doesn't seem good. But you go to cut into him, turns out it's got acid for blood.
Oh, that'll
So
trick. That's
yeah,
it for one.
you really can't get it off because you're gonna burn the person to death with acid.
So once it's on their face and doing that thing, what does it do to the person?
Well, it is, guess, pumping, an alien into their belly, essentially. But I mean, there's
Okay.
different, I've heard it described different ways, but more or less that's what happens because then eventually the face hugger drops off, seems to be dead, and you're like, oh, okay, this guy seems good. And he goes about his business. But, a little
Okay.
bit later, uh-oh, starts having the chest pains.
Face
And
monkey right
it's,
out of the chest. Bang.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. And
Okay.
one of the best things ever done with the aliens thing was in Spaceballs, which I'm not a huge
Yes.
fan of, but I love
I
when
like
the alien pops
Spaceballs
out
a
and does
lot.
the
Yeah.
hello, my baby, hello, my honey. I think of that every time it happens in the real
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to not see that.
Spaceballs is great. All right. So there were three alien. What happens in the third alien film? Do you remember?
Okay, so the Aliens, the second one, ends with Ripley, a
That's
soldier
Sigourney
named
Weaver,
Hicks. Yep.
Rhea Ripley. Sigourney Weaver.
Is like one surviving kind of colonial marine who he is played by Bean. He's the character we see in this very issue here. And a little girl named Newt. Her real name is Rebecca,
Oh,
but she goes by Newt. And
that's the girl in this book.
yep, sure is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
This is all making more sense to me. Okay.
So they are kind of the three survivors. It's a big, touching thing where like Ripley, after the end of the first Alien, her like, her shuttle pod got knocked off course, and she was supposed to be, home in a couple of weeks. She was in the cryostasis or whatever the whole time, but turns out it's been close to 60 years, and
Oh, wow.
she had a young daughter who was like 11 years old. By the time she gets home and woken up, like her daughter's dead. Like she got old and died.
Oh,
So
man.
she's pretty upset about that. Yeah. So
Okay.
she kind of bonds with this young girl Newt that they find she is basically the sole survivor of the colony they go to. So there's a nice little family thing there, and the three of them they go back into cryosleep and they're heading back for Earth. Okay, so Alien 3 picks up after Aliens, much like this comic does, but it's a very different take on the same kind of material because the start of Alien 3, basically during the opening credits, things are already going terribly. And there's like a fire on board, and basically Newt and Hicks both get killed off immediately. Uh,
Wait. Aren't they the two people in this book?
yep, they sure are.
Well, that seems odd.
So yeah, yeah, they had different takes for sure. It was pretty much, I
Okay.
think, even people that like Alien 3, I don't think are fans of that choice because it's kind of like, oh, that whole second movie was like, oh, yay, these characters made it, and then it's just like immediately they die in the credits without even getting to wake up or anything. It's like this is kind of dumb.
Yeah, that is bad. Yeah.
So yeah, so that movie's just done about Ripley on like a space like prison. It's basically like a prison for men. And it's all dudes, and they've all kind of become religious, and like they're really not in kind of cages or anything. They're just abandoned on this planet, and it's like a big prison planet, and everything. They really don't have much technology, so when there does, an alien does show up there, they're kind of like screwed because they don't really have any weapons. It's got its problems, but it's an interesting premise, in I guess, in a lot of ways, but it's not the greatest. So this comic here, which came out before Alien 3, the movie ever did,
Oh,
they
I thought it
kind
came
of
out
went the
after.
opposite.
I thought it
Oh
came out
no, yeah.
after.
Aliens 3, I want to say is like 1992, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this came out before that. So they kind of ran with the fact of, oh, we'll have Newton Hicks. And I think there was some kind of a controversy with the rights to Sigourney Weaver's likeness. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they really couldn't use it or if they just thought it was going to be too expensive, so they didn't even try. Because apparently by the end of this series here, they got that all sorted out. So Ripley makes like a
Okay.
guest appearance at the very end of this series, and then she's a big part of
Oh,
the
okay.
third book. Yeah,
Yeah, because this is volume two. The
yeah,
first volume of Dark Horse Alien books was in 1988, 4 issues, and then they did 4 issues in 89, and then they just kept
yeah.
doing stuff for the next few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, it was a cool way to do things where I guess they're like, we don't want to do an ongoing that just kind of loses steam. So we're just going to do them in short bursts. We'll take whatever time we need to do those. It seems like they got different artists each time, which probably kept it fresh and also kept people on schedule. So, yeah, it was an interesting way to do things rather than, just have an ongoing series, just a bunch of minis. But so yeah,
All
this
right.
one went with Newton Hicks. Although I guess that became an issue later on because after Alien 3 came out, they started doing novelizations of
Yes.
these comic book runs. And that's where they ran into a problem where they're like, oh, well, now that we know Aliens 3 is, a thing and Newton Hicks are dead, maybe we should change these characters to something else. And they started calling like Hicks, I think Wilkes, and they started calling Billy Newt or Newt Billy. Like she was a girl named Billy. And they just kind of gave them a whole, similar but slightly different backstory. Like, oh, they also encountered aliens and nobody knew about it. It's like, oh, that's kind of dumb. Um, so I think
Yeah.
they ended up in subsequent reprintings of this series, the comic series, they did change that for a little bit, but then they eventually were like, oh, we're going to go back. We like it better the way it used to be. So there are versions that have Billy and Wilkes, and then there are versions that have Newton and Hicks. So it gets very confusing, I think.
I, you know what else is confusing? I just jumped ahead to issue four of the series,
Yeah.
and the fella is just a torso now, and
Oh boy. Things are not going great for him.
he's just like he has nothing on the bottom half of his body. Dude, how is that
Oh
possible?
no.
How is that even
Normally that would
possible?
be I would think that would be one of the androids. Like there's robots in
Okay.
this universe. So
All
if you
right, so
see
maybe it's a
Milk coming
robot.
out, he's probably a robot.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
probably a robot then. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
They have
It's
very
a
milk
robot.
looking like white blood.
I didn't know there were robots involved. Man, you sure know
Yeah.
your alien. You know a lot about the alien world. Um,
Yep.
so when it's Alien versus Predator, oh, here's the Rhea Ripley appearance at the end of issue four. She
Oh.
shows up.
Yep.
Uh,
Although with this art style, I don't know, you could probably do Ripley and not have to worry about likeness rights. I don't think anybody looks like anybody in particular.
and you love the art though.
I do,
Um,
but I'm not gonna say like, oh, that guy looks exactly like a Michael Bean. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to tell.
I was able to recognize Rhea Ripley there when she showed up. Of course, this is not the Rhea Ripley; it's a Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
But what was I going to say? So when Alien versus Predator, who do you root for? Because you also made us do a Predator comic on this show.
that's right.
Um,
I mean, well, of course, the
Predator,
classic
right?
tagline is "Whoever wins, we lose." But yeah, Predator is the lesser
Yeah,
of two evils. They're at least generally kind of honorable, whereas the aliens are just like
yeah,
just want to kill you
yeah.
or breed.
The Predators, they just hunt you down, you know. But the aliens want to like put babies in you and stuff. You don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, the first Alien versus Predator movie, they actually kind of team up. It features kind of the main lady kind of teaming up with a predator towards the end. So yeah, it seems like they are the better way to go.
All right.
That's a movie we
Um,
probably should do on the LCS show at some point. It's not great.
oh,
It's the same director who did like all the Resident Evil movies. So
all right. It's right up our alley then.
yeah,
All right, well, let's just get into this so you can explain more as we go along because I have no idea what the hell
sure.
I read. Um, this is Dark Horse Comics Aliens issue two. Why don't you describe the cover for us here, Jank?
Okay, last week was one of the more complicated covers. This one will be a lot shorter. Um, very
Yeah.
uncomplicated this time. We have the little Dark Horse Comics logo up there. It's just kind of the classic knight chess piece, which I love. That's a good look. Uh, 225 US, 280 Canada. Take
Uh,
that, Canada.
I suck it.
It's got the classic Aliens font, which has like the weird kind of eye. Um, Usually in the movies, they'll gradually reveal it in weird ways. Like they'll start with just the L, and then like, oh, here comes the N, and then oh, here's that weird eye. So it'll slowly appear on screen. But then the bulk of the cover is just a blue kind of liquidy background. And you have a xenomorph there kind of floating in this aqueous bath, I guess you would say. Um, Although this, I guess, is supposed to be one of those, back to tanks they got there in the comic books. Except this one's got a lot of room. Those seem very tight in the book itself, but this guy's got a lot of room to swim around in there. So,
He's got a lot of room. Yeah, yeah, the art here is good. This is the same guy, right? Yeah, we should talk about
yeah,
the creators here, I guess, and mention them. The writer is a fellow named Mark Verhaden,
yeah,
and the art is by Denny Bouvet.
yep. That's how I would
Denny
say it. Hopefully
Bouvet.
that's right.
Yeah.
Very Canadian.
Yes. Uh, well, let's do the story, then we'll come back around to the creators.
Okay,
So,
we'll loop back.
but yeah, it's a good cover. It's
Yeah,
eye-catching. And I guess that is Denny Bouvet on the art. And
draws a good alien.
so, all right, then we open it up, and you can explain what the hell's happening because I don't know who any of these people are. Newt's the girl, right? Newt's the girl in the little
Yep.
red jumpsuit. Okay, I know
Yeah,
that.
this I guess takes place, I want to say 12 years after Aliens, they said. So she's now like 17. Um She apparently, I believe, from what I've been trying to look up what happens, kind of summaries of the first series. And it seems like, once she got home, she started having a lot of nightmares and just a lot of trauma based off watching her whole family die and all kind of stuff like that. So she's kind of been institutionalized, I think, for the most part. While Hicks was kind of out there just going back to being a military guy. They don't totally seem to know what happened to Ripley. There's only kind of, I think, one offhanded mention of, oh, Ripley, what happened to her or something like that. So, um, so I guess now she is out, and there was some company, not the Wayland Yutani company that is usually the bad guys in these aliens movies, but some other company was kind of experimenting with aliens, and they broke free, and so Earth at this point is basically completely overrun. They're just losing to aliens left and right. So at the end of that series, I think Newt and Hicks kind of escape up into space. And
Okay.
now they've been
And
captured by
there's
this, I think it's a Colonel Powell or something like that.
and he's basically the bad guy of this story.
Yeah. That does
Is
happen to
what
be a lot of these movies where it's like, oh, the aliens are bad, but really the humans are worse.
so and also like okay, so on this first panel here, we see Hicks, like Newt is holding him up, right? And
Yep.
then he's got his arm around her and she's kind of holding him up. And then there's a guy on the ground. I think that guy might be just the torso guy I was seeing in the issue 4.
Yeah. I'm
So
not sure if that's because apparently in the first book Newt kind of got into a relationship with a
it's
guy,
just the
and then
torso?
like, yeah, I think so. And then she found out he was a robot, so she's kind of conflicted. So I'm thinking that's him.
So you think he had his undercarriage when they were in a relationship and then he lost it all because
She's like, "Oh man, I kept the wrong half."
so so yeah, he's a robot, I guess. All right, so I don't know what he's doing down there in this picture, but and then this commander guy, this colonel or whatever the hell his name is, from what I gathered, his plan here in this book is he wants to, because they were going to like nuke the Earth to destroy all the aliens,
Yeah.
but he wanted to save the aliens and he wanted them to like I don't know, become his pets or something. He wanted to
Yeah. I think his ultimate plan is he wants to, control these aliens and use them as his army to defeat the other aliens. Because I'm sure that'll
Yeah.
work.
Yes. So, all right. So, and he's captured Hicks and Newt, and he's having them taken to a cell of some
Yeah, because
sort.
they like blew up some of his, precious specimens. And they're just like, what are you doing? Like, these things are crazy dangerous. They've taken over the whole earth. Basically, we need to get rid of these things, not be training them and keeping them in a jar. And he's like, what do you know?
Yeah. So then we get a shot of him just overlooking all his jars of aliens. So, like you said, the guy in the cover is basically one of these dudes in a jar,
Yep.
and and there's a bunch of these aliens. And,
Yeah, it's a whole hangar full.
yeah. And now there's a dude typing on a computer. Who is this dude? Do you know? Any idea?
He doesn't seem to be anybody from the movies or anything like that. He just seems to be one of the subordinates of this general guy. Kind of seems more like a scientist than an army guy. Like maybe he's an army scientist.
And he's like giving some narration here, and he's typing on his computer, and
Yeah, he's
he
writing an
does not.
angry email to a supervisor about this
Yeah,
this general guy.
because yeah, he says this general fella is first of all, he cannot give you lower car insurance rates. Don't listen to this commercials. This general has
Shaq
no
is a
idea what he's
liar.
doing. But he says this guy's nuts, you know?
Yeah,
And
he's gone Colonel Kurtz on us.
yeah, that's what I
We
was
gotta
just
get
gonna
rid of this
say. Yeah.
guy.
So, all right, so we get this guy going throughout this issue, offering some narration, and now we see Hicks and Newt being strong-armed into their holding cells, and
Yeah,
it's just one cell actually. They put them in the same cell together. So,
yeah. We should mention they don't really you can't really see it in this panel, but Hicks did get like half of his face kind of badly acid sprayed in the movie Aliens. So he's got
oh,
some
I was
scarring.
gonna say,
Yeah.
I did not pick up on that at all throughout this whole issue.
Yeah.
So, and what
No,
did
you
you
really
say
can't
his
see it.
relationship is to this Newt again?
Um, nothing formal. He kind of was the one surviving colonial marine, and there was kind of a thing like him and Ripley. You could see had chemistry and could have like become a thing. So, and Ripley was kind of this girl's surrogate mom there for a little bit. So, in a way, he's like the surrogate dad, I guess, but not really in any kind
So
of official way.
are you saying he's like the Dom Mysterio, maybe? To put this in wrestling terms? To Ripley?
Sure.
Trying to figure this all out. All right. So they're in a holding cell, they're talking things over, and they're just saying, yeah, this is this isn't
Yeah.
good.
This is game
Because
over, man.
that
Game
Colonel guy's
over.
nuts. Yeah. And we get more narration from that other dude typing on his
And
computer. And then we get three
yeah.
randos coming in here. Do you have any idea who these people are?
These are not existing characters. These are just kind of three people, three soldiers operating under this General Spears. That's his name. And they're like, yeah, this guy's nuts. Like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go AWOL like right now.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just trying to escape this. Where are they at exactly? Are they like in the space? You said, or are they on a ship, or
Yeah,
where
I
are
think they're
they?
on a ship, probably not too far outside of Earth, it seems like.
All right. So yeah, they kill a guy. Um, they trick him to coming down because they need him to like get
Yeah.
them into some place or whatever, and they kill him,
They hit him with a
and
space hammer.
they're trying to steal some. Well, it looks like they're on a planet of some sort actually, because then they jump on like some vehicles,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. True,
yeah.
true.
So this must be some base on some planet. I don't know. All right,
Yeah, they
so
they make it clear in the second movie that there's been a lot of terraforming. They send people to different planets to like
yes,
terraform them and try to make them
they
habitable. So
they've been using terraforming a few times in this issue. They bring that
yeah,
up. So all right, so then a guy comes in and he tells our narrator guy that hey, there's been a breakout or something, or I don't know what happened. He said,
gonna be a jailbreak.
and then okay, now this is where stuff gets really weird. because Hicks and Newt are in a holding cell, and the ceiling is like just bars and stuff. So they start pumping in gas, I guess.
Yeah.
And Hicks says, "It's about time, you bastards," because he really wanted his gas. And so they get knocked out and explain what happens next.
Oh boy. Yeah, I guess this is part of all that stuff about her being in the asylum because it seems like she's been having dreams and some kind of connection to the creatures. That was not established in the movies at all, but this is kind of going its own way, I guess, because now Newt is having dreams where she is in like an operating theater where all the doctors are kind of watching, and there's all kind of machines poking around at her while a giant alien queen is like hovering over her. She's kind of there in her, tank top and underpants, kind of like Ripley in the first movie.
Yeah,
And this thing is getting ready to, put a baby in her by having one of the eggs had pop open there, and the little face hugger's crawling out, and it's jumping right on her. But then she wakes up. It was all a
yeah.
dream.
Was it?
Dun
Uh,
dun dun.
yeah.
Since I think she's in
So,
this
so,
book for quite a bit longer, I'm gonna say yes.
so yeah, she wakes up. Now they're at a dinner table and they're like handcuffed to chairs. And
Yep.
there's a guy who's this guy at the other end? He's like hosting them for dinner. And do you have any idea who this guy is?
I think this is Spears, right? Isn't it?
Oh, that's him without his hat and cigar. I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he's bald without his hat.
Oh, you
And
gotta wear a hat when you're bald as shit. It's the only
yeah,
way.
and he's cutting up some meat. It's fake meat though. He said it's not real meat. It's
Oh, see,
uh,
you could live in this future.
yeah. And
What if they have good bean?
and what's he telling them? He's like, "Hey, Lieutenant Powell brought your special abilities to my attention. I realized I had made a serious mistake. What are their special abilities exactly?" He looks
Um,
real good in underpants and a tank top. That
yeah. Like I said, it seems like she has some kind of a connection to the creatures now. I don't know what that is.
okay?
She was only a little girl who didn't have any kind of abilities in the second movie, and then she died immediately after. So I
All
don't
right.
know. She seems to have some
Yeah,
kind of psychic connection, which I guess if you're trying to control them would be helpful.
yeah. He says when Krona's people brought us one of the nascent queens, we were frightened by its power. Then it seemed to speak to me, and at once I knew its true beauty. And we're seeing like on a screen behind them, we're seeing like a queen and a bunch of eggs and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Supposedly in the
And
novelization of this comic here, there's a lot of talk about him being like up against the aliens and having a hard on and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. That checks out.
he's like the fools on Earth wanted to annihilate them, nuclear devastation. My God, I couldn't permit it. Uh, Corporal Hicks' previous assignment, the Benedict. Is that the ship they were on? The Benedict back in the day?
That must have been the first comic or something. That does not
Okay.
sound familiar from the movie.
And before that, the
The
Sulaco?
Sulaco, that was from the movie.
Sulaco.
Yep.
Okay. You faced the alien on its own soil and survived. How I envy you. We're so frail, so weak compared to them. They have the strength and power of true soldiers. They demonstrate an unquestioning, unswerving. Okay, that's weird. Unswerving loyalty. I think unwavering loyalty would be a better choice.
Yeah.
Unswerving loyalty to their cause. All they lack is proper direction, leadership. I can provide that. I can make them into an army. I can use them to reclaim Earth from their brethren. Yes, like you're saying, he wants to take these aliens, make an army, and fight the other aliens.
These aliens just need a little discipline. Couple push-ups, they'll be
Hmm.
fine. Break their will.
So he's like, but your cargo ship was laden with samples of the Earth-bred alien, but you've blessed us with something far more valuable. Your experience, your expertise. And then just then a guy barges in and says, "Hey, hey, three dudes just murdered one of our people." And then well, it's actually two dudes and a lady. and they murdered one of
Hmm.
our guys, and then they hopped on some stolen tractors or whatever, and they went out and they're on the loose, and this general guy says, "Son of a bitch, I want to
That is
fully
one of
armed
my
assault
favorite
team."
things in these movies is like when they're like, "Oh, you got expertise. You survived one of these things before." Like, I don't know. I feel like you could tell people these rules pretty quickly, like acid for blood.
Yeah,
Watch out for the face huggers. I don't need to come along on this trip. What do you need me for? I just
yes.
told you everything you need to know.
What you want to do is run away from the aliens when you see them.
Yeah.
That's how I survived. Uh, uh, but so he's got to have an assault team going after them, and then uh, but he says, hey, give them run of the base, but watch them. So he lets them out of their manacled chairs, and
Yeah. I don't know about that. That seems like a dumb move to me, but
yeah, it seems like a
what do
very
I
bad
know?
plot decision there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so they're just hugging on each other as they're looking at these aliens and stuff, and I don't know where do we go.
So Newt at some point she's going to like she was kind of when they were leading him to their cells earlier, she was kind of drawn to this room where they were getting transmissions from Earth. Um and this guy's like, "Yeah, I don't know why they keep beaming stuff to anybody, like anybody cares." And Newt's kind of seeing this little girl and her dad, and she's like, "Oh, that like reminds me of me when, I was a little girl and the aliens were murdering my family." So she kind of
Mhm.
develops a kinship for this girl and like she wants to go save her.
Okay, so now we see, I don't know, the narrator, or I don't know who this person is. It looks like Doogie Howser. I don't
Yeah.
know who he's talking
He's kind of doing the same diary shtick as Doogie
to.
Howser.
Uh, yeah, is that Hicks he's talking to? I have no idea. Is that Hicks? I don't know.
Yeah, Hicks is in there. He's like, the alien
Okay.
must have cut this cord when he escaped. And some guy's just like, "Hey, the general is always right. You'd best become, yeah, or you'd best grow accustomed to it." And Hicks is just like, "Ah, where'd you come from?" It's like, "I was here the whole time."
Yeah, and he's explaining, I think the general's crazy and we got to do something about this or whatever. And
Yeah, like we're gonna start a coup. I want you in on this.
so now we see the two guys and the lady who stole the little tractor thing, and they're trying to escape and get out of there. And I guess they're trying to get on a ship, maybe, or something. I don't
This I think is a colony of some kind because they're coming up with stories about what they're going to tell them. Like, hey, they zeroed their beacon weeks ago. Spears could have used it to hone in and flash their colony without breaking a sweat. And they're like, well, maybe we can get some sort of asylum, like political prisoners. So yeah,
But
this
with
is
this
some kind of a
place,
building they want to live in.
but this building is just swarming with aliens.
Yep.
Like
I
literally
guess from the
everywhere you look,
outside
there's
you can't
aliens.
tell, but yeah, you think once you step a foot in, you'd be like, hey, wait a minute.
Yes, like it's not like it's hidden; it's right there. There's aliens everywhere,
Yeah. It's on
and
the ground too. It's not like, oh, it's up in the ceiling. Nope, it's you have to step over this stuff.
some goo's like falling on from the ceiling. We're like, oh, what is this? And it's like it looks like some sort of a hive. Yeah, and these aliens hop down and just start murdering them.
Yeah. You get some hot alien action here.
He put the one alien shoots his tongue thing out into the guy's face.
Yeah. His like little
Yeah.
mouth that's inside his mouth. I love those. Those things are great.
And we see them shooting at the aliens, but the aliens are just swarming them. And the lady gets an alien tail right through her chest,
Yeah.
and she's scooped up. And then it's just one guy left, and he's
Guy who
trying
kind of looks
to.
like Forge.
That's what I was just. Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's pretty funny. And he's got the bandana on, and he's shooting an alien, but then he gets, I guess, acid on his face,
Yeah, because again they got acid blood, so it's getting him good.
and it's like melting him. And then we see some hands grab him and pull him up, and it's our general, buddy.
Yeah.
And
He was like, I
so
knew about this all the time. Then he says something weird. We needed to simulate human breeding conditions to get viable test results. So they're like playing some Barry White and like giving the aliens booze or something. What's going on here?
I have no idea. I don't know. Um,
Try to make this place look like the back of a Volkswagen. I don't know.
So that guy is still like melting from the acid or whatever. He's like, "Hey, help me." And he just has him thrown back in with the aliens, I guess.
Yeah.
And
He's not dead yet. They can still use him to make more.
and that's how it ends.
Yep.
So there you go. All right, this made much
Yeah.
more sense after you explained some of these things to me. So
Sure, that's good. The rating's already going up.
it is, yeah. Because I had no idea what any of this was.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I mean, it's not
All
like
right,
it's a middle
let's talk about the
chapter of a
creators here.
series.
So this Mark Verheiden, the writer, he was born in 1956 in the United States. That's all I could find. But his first comics work was The American, 1987 for Dark Horse Comics. Do you have any concept of The American?
You know what? I heard that earlier this week when I was doing some research, and I kind of briefly looked at it. Might have to do it someday. It seems
Yeah.
very much along those, was that American flag, that type of thing?
Yeah. Then he did the 1988 Alien series, and he kept on rolling with Aliens since then. And
Yeah.
he did a character in the 2004 Alien Predator movie. He was named for him. So how about
Oh.
that? So he's so associated with this. But he was also a writer and co-executive producer on Smallville during its first three seasons. He did
Oh, hey, look at
Smallville.
that. Yeah.
He
Those were
he
good
contrib
seasons.
he contributed to the scripts for the Mask and Time Cop movies, and he
Wow.
wrote the Time Cop series for Dark Horse that the
Huh.
movie is based on. He didn't create the concept; someone else created, but he did write the series. And
Some other person had to have the genius idea to be like, hey, what if we had a cop and he could travel in time?
and then he jumped up on his kitchen counter and did the splits. Pretty great.
Yep.
Um, he was also the writer and executive producer on NBC's Constantine series in 2014, 2015.
Oh.
Short-lived.
Yeah, very
Uh,
short-lived.
he was also a writer and producer on Heroes and Battlestar Galactica.
Wow, this
And
guy's got a piece of everything.
he wrote like 9 episodes of Battlestar Galactica, I think, so that's impressive. But here's the big one though, Jank. He was a writer and producer on the Netflix Daredevil show. So
Whoa.
and the way he was written, it was saying, like on his Wikipedia, it said he's been a writer since the 2000. So I don't know if that he's still on the Disney Plus version now or not, but I didn't confirm.
Hmm.
But
I
yeah, he
mean,
did do
if he
Netflix
if he
Daredevil.
did Born Again, that's a black mark on his soul.
How dare you? You're such a creep. All right, so that's Mark Verheiden. But yeah, so he did a lot of TV and the comic book stuff he did was mostly alien stuff, and he did a
Yeah,
couple other
he
things,
stuck with what he liked.
but it was mostly aliens. All right, so the artist here, Denis Bouvet, born 1962 in Ottawa, in Ottawa,
Yep, that makes sense.
and
Immediately that
he
checks out.
he did a bunch of cover artwork for books, magazines, and game boxes, like such as Dungeons and Dragons. He did a lot of
Oh,
Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So he's known for doing like he did some win some awards for like best comic book cover. And one I don't know if it was this cover that won an award, but he did win an award for an alien cover. He did like an Inkpot award or
nice.
whatever, one of those deals. So
I think from what I was reading, he only really did this four-issue series and then maybe a couple like guest things in like Dark Horse Presents or something like that. But
yeah,
I think this was mainly his aliens work. It was right here.
yeah, it seems he does a lot of like like cover work for things over the years.
Yeah.
So because his art is interesting, it's
Is it painted? It kind of seems
uh
painted.
it almost looks like with crayons. It almost looks like, but it's a very simple like it's a style. I don't know if I
Yeah.
really enjoy it. But yeah, it's not terrible or anything. It's just a unique style. Because
Yeah, I
I
liked
think
it. It's very the colors
I
especially just look very cool.
I thought the humans look very stiff and like it's a little wonky anatomy and stuff sometimes. So it's
Sure.
not really my particular style of art. But he made the aliens look good and everything. So I don't know. I like
Hmm.
the dynamic classic comic book art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We come
he's
from
not
different
that.
eras in that regard.
I will also say the scanned copy we read was scanned very light. Like it was tough to like read sometimes,
Mm.
I found. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that. The blacks aren't very black.
Yeah, so I'm sure the art would look better if it was a better scan. But yeah, his style isn't my thing, but it's different and it's unique. So
Hmm.
um, that's something. But so I wasn't as crazy about the art as you, but so there it is. That's all I really know
I thought it
about
was
Denny
interesting.
Bouvet.
I saw that he was like kind of a pioneer in terms of using computers to make like art as well.
Oh,
So yeah, I think that was more later on, but
how about that? All
yeah.
right, so there it is, Alien from Dark Horse Comics, Aliens, issue two.
Hmm.
Now that I know more about it, I still won't read more, but at least I understand it. Um,
At
I
least I'm less confused.
I am less confused. No idea what's going on. All right, so I don't know. I'll give it a five, middle of the road. It wasn't
Yeah,
just because nothing
I'd
too
say that's
exciting
accurate.
happened here until the end. But yeah,
I think I'm gonna go a little higher. I'll probably give it like a 6.5. Just because I like the art more than you. But yeah, the story, it is kind of it's kind of like your typical alien story. Like I wish we would have seen more of, the aliens overrunning Earth, to be honest. But I guess we kind of missed out on that part. This is kind of usual alien stuff where it's like, oh yeah, you're on a ship or on a weird alien planet, and things are spooky, and then all of a sudden the aliens pop out. It's kind of very much playing the hits of the Alien franchise, which is
yeah,
nothing wrong with that, but it's like I'd like to see when they're doing stuff that's taking some chances.
yeah. So all right, Aliens from Dark Horse. Give it a whirl if you like aliens. You know,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, we should
that
mention that
sounds like
nowadays the Aliens
yes.
franchise rests with Marvel Comics. Once they bought 20th Century Fox, they got a hold of that and Predator, and so now they're doing Aliens and Predator comics.
Yeah,
Whereas,
I
like in
hear
the
they're.
90s, there was a lot of DC and Aliens and Predator
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did hear
crossovers.
about it.
Yeah.
Because I have heard that there are some good Aliens comics out there, like Aliens versus Avengers or Aliens versus Captain America or
Yeah.
something like that. And I have heard
Aliens
of it.
versus
And
Captain America.
I think that's what it is, or is it Avengers? I can't remember which one it is. I don't know.
I feel like that would be more of an Avengers story. Captain America, that might be tough. I mean, I
He
guess he's got
could,
the shield. He
yeah,
could
he could
block the
whoop him.
acid and
He could
stuff
whoop
like.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. How dare you question Captain America? He can do whatever
D-Man is
he
at his
wants.
side. He could do whatever
D-Man.
he needs.
All right, so next week here in the big show, since you picked a movie tie-in from
Oh,
1989, I decided to pick a movie tie-in from 1988.
oh, okay. You're one-upping me by going 1 year in
And
the past.
this is from, we're going to go DC Comics. We're going to go Flash Gordon, issue 5 from 1988 from DC. This is Dan Jurgens on the art and the story. This is not a recreation of the movie. This is a different, like a new story. Flash Gordon, I
Oh,
guess.
continuing where that one left off.
No, it seems like it's a whole new reimagining of a Flash Gordon
Oh, okay.
story, I think,
Okay.
from what I could gather. Yeah. So,
Interesting.
yes, that's so we can talk about Dan Jurgens because that was a big he was a
Yeah.
big name in comics there in the
Sure was like the 90s,
yeah.
especially
Yeah.
all that Superman stuff, Death of Superman.
So that's Flash Gordon issue 5, 1988.
This will be very
The
much the
rules is
flip
rules.
because I have not actually seen the Flash Gordon movie. So,
What? You never seen the
yeah,
Flash Gordon movie?
nope. So you'll have
Oh,
to
we might have to
describe it
do
to
that.
me.
We might have to do that on the LCS show then. We'll get
Yeah.
Larry on and do it because Larry loves that movie. Because it was a big deal when we were kids. Like that was a very
Sure.
popular film. All right, so the rules is rules committee is still debating the superheroes battle super gorillas. You know,
Yep.
because
Still
because
trying to figure out where that ball lies.
if you recall, last week we did a issue that had a backup story that we both enjoyed, and that backup story is from 1965.
Yep.
So what is the difference then if we just read an entire issue of stories from 1965? But it was
Very
published
little.
in 1970.
Yep.
But here's the other thing the Rules Committee is debating, though, is the book is very large. It's 64 pages.
Yeah, that is the bigger hurdle. Like I think they would be
So
willing to look the other way on that first part, but
yes. So I think the Rules Committee might be their what's the word I'm looking for? Their verdict here might be that if we get to 600 subscribers, we'll do
oh,
superheroes battle super gorillas. So make some more friends, Jank, and get some more subscribers.
yeah.
But,
I make one a decade, so
no, but again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until next week, don't get any jank on you.